Welcome back to the channel. Today we're stepping into the deafening silence of A Quiet Place, Day 1, the 2024 prequel that takes us back to where the nightmare began. Directed by Michael Sarnoski, who you might know from Pig, and starring Academy Award winner Lupita Nyong'o, this film expands the terrifying universe John Krasinski created while forging its own unique identity. But here's the twist. Instead of following the Abbott family, we're trapped in New York City with a terminally ill poet, her service cat, and a terrified law student as the world goes silent. Whether you're a franchise fan or just curious how the aliens handled Manhattan's 90-decibel constant scream, this video will break down everything. Stick around to the end for my final verdict. Does Day 1 earn its place in the silence? Samira, Sam, is introduced in a hospice facility outside New York City, a terminally ill cancer patient going through the motions of a life she's already accepted is ending. From the first scene, we get a sense of her personality. She's morose, withdrawn, and deeply resistant to the forced cheerfulness of hospice life. Alongside her is Ruben, a kind nurse who convinces a reluctant Sam to join a group outing to a marionette show in Manhattan with the promise of pizza afterward. We also meet her emotional support animal, Frodo the cat, a detail that will become far more important than anyone expects. The film quickly establishes stakes through its inciting incident while Sam and Ruben are in the city. Meteor-like objects pierce the atmosphere, and extraterrestrial creatures with ultra-sensitive hearing begin slaughtering everyone who makes a sound. Ruben is killed by a creature after his shirt rips, and Sam wakes in the puppet theater surrounded by silent survivors, including Henry, reprising his role from A Quiet Place Part 2. By the end of this introduction, we already understand the impossible situation. A dying woman, a strange city, and predators that hunt by sound. The relationships in A Quiet Place. Day 1 are the film's emotional anchor, proving that even apocalypses are really about connection. Sam's interactions with Eric reveal both tension and unexpected tenderness. Eric is an English law student, utterly out of his depth, who stumbles upon Sam and Frodo after escaping a flooded subway station. He follows her not out of strategy but sheer desperation. He has nowhere else to go. Sam initially tries to push him away, but their shared solitude creates a bond neither expected. So, there's this brief moment where Eric stumbles across Sam's poetry. He discovers that before her illness, she was actually an acclaimed poet. It's kind of beautiful, because instead of their differences causing friction, they actually add this real emotional depth to their relationship. And, supporting characters like Henry, they kind of act as the glue, connecting this story to the larger franchise. Then there's Ruben. His short arc is a reminder of all those innocent lives lost in the invasion's first hours. But honestly, one of the most fascinating things here is how Sam's terminal illness influences every choice she makes. She's not fighting for endless survival. She's fighting to complete one last, meaningful act. Getting pizza in Harlem, just like she did with her dad. That totally shifts the tone of the whole film, moving it away from just survival horror and making it something way more poignant. As things progress, Sam and Eric are hit with more and more challenges, and suddenly New York just becomes this silent labyrinth. The big turning point comes when the military decides to bomb all the bridges out of Manhattan. Their goal is to contain the creatures, but at the same time, it means everyone is trapped inside. Sam watches as fighter jets destroy the crossings, and in that moment, she gets it. Escaping is not going to be simple at all. Then Key Event 2 forces them underground. After accidentally attracting creatures on the street, Sam and Eric flee into a flooded subway station. With no other way out, they must wade through deep water, waking a dormant creature that pursues them but drowns when it falls into the water. This sequence puts both protagonists in profound peril, forcing them to rely on each other's nerve and Sam's hard-won calm. The filmmakers use pacing masterfully, long, suffocating takes underwater, quick cuts during the chase, and close-ups that capture every flicker of terror. The sequence where Eric ventures alone into a pharmacy to find Sam's pain medication, then rescues Frodo from a construction site while creatures feed nearby demonstrates his growth from helpless student to capable survivor. Watching these two strangers become each other's reason to keep moving is what keeps us invested. Not because they're fighting for humanity, but because they're fighting for one person who matters. A Quiet Place. Day One isn't just about alien invasions. It explores profound themes beneath the silence. One of the most prominent is finding meaning in the face of certain death. Sam enters this story already dying. The apocalypse doesn't change her timeline, only her priorities. Her quest for pizza in Harlem isn't trivial. It's an act of reclaiming agency, of choosing how she spends her last days. The film argues that survival isn't always the point. Sometimes living meaningfully matters more. Another theme, the power of art and silence to reconnect us, emerges through the film's poetic sensibility. Sam is a poet who's lost her voice, literally and figuratively. Eric reading her work reconnects her to the person she was before illness and invasion stripped everything away. The recurring motif of music, her father's jazz, Nina Simone's feeling good in the final scene, suggests that even when words fail, art endures. The cinematography by Pat Scola further enhances these ideas, contrasting the city's usual 90-decibel chaos with its new, terrible quiet. The opening title card revealing that New York's average noise equals a constant scream reframes everything. The city was always overwhelming. Now that overwhelm has become lethal. Water imagery, rain that allows whispered conversation, flooded subways, the river escape, symbolizes both danger and liberation. These layers make the film more than genre entertainment. They invite viewers to ask what we'd prioritize with limited time, and whether connection matters more than survival. Some fascinating details behind A Quiet Place. Day One make the experience even richer. Lupita Nyong'o was genuinely terrified of cats before this film. She asked director Michael Sarnoski to change the animal, and when he refused, underwent exposure therapy with cats brought to her home. By the end of production, she'd adopted her own cat. Joseph Quinn didn't show Nyong'o the card trick he performs until the actual filming day, capturing her genuine reaction. Frodo the cat was played by two rescue cats named Nico and Schnitzel, and Sarnoski fought Paramount executives who wanted a CGI cat, insisting on real animals for authenticity. The script originally had Frodo hissing and arching his back, but animal handlers couldn't train the cats to do this naturally, so those elements were removed rather than resorting to CGI. Most NYC scenes were filmed in London. The crew built a replica of Chinatown on a backlot at Warner Brothers Studios, Leavesden, and used closed London Underground stations for subway sequences. The only major location shot on site was Patsy's Pizzeria in Harlem, considered by many the originator of New York-style pizza. These tidbits give a fuller appreciation of the craftsmanship behind this surprisingly intimate blockbuster. As the story reaches its devastating climax, Sam and Eric see boats in the river evacuating survivors. The creatures can't swim, but Sam knows she won't make it. Her illness has progressed, her body failing. The key moment arrives when she makes an impossible choice. She gives Eric her father's yellow jacket, places Frodo in his arms, and runs off to create a distraction. She smashes car windows, triggering alarms that draw creatures away from the coastline. Eric and Frodo jump into the water and are pulled onto a boat by Henry, who recognizes the sacrifice being made. In the jacket, Eric finds a note from Sam. She thanks him for reminding her to live and tells him to take care of Frodo. The final shot is devastating and beautiful. Sam walks alone through a deserted street, docks her iPod into speakers, and plays Nina Simone's Feeling Good. She unplugs her earphones, lets the music blare, and smiles, accepting her death on her own terms as a creature appears behind her. The filmmakers intended these final moments to leave a lasting impression. Not triumph, but transcendence. She didn't survive, but she lived. In conclusion, A Quiet Place. Day one delivers something rare. A blockbuster prequel that justifies its existence through intimate character work and genuine thematic depth. Lupita Nyong'o gives a mostly wordless performance that says everything. Joseph Quinn proves he's more than Stranger Things, and Frodo the cat deserves his own Oscar. It's slower, sadder, and more poetic than its predecessors, and that's exactly why it works. If you enjoyed this breakdown, drop a comment with your thoughts. Did the ending destroy you, and where does this rank in the franchise for you? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more movie reviews, deep dives, and behind-the-scenes insights. Thanks for watching, and maybe stay quiet.